Hi, how are you? Hello. This is Matt. I laugh at myself. Okay, this video is going to be called A Clear Sign of a False Teacher. It's going to be a short video. I did a longer video 2 hours before, and you can go to the playlist that I have on my channel, False Teachers and False Teaching, and you can see the 2-hour video that I did. But here's a clear sign. This is a really short video, and here's a clear sign that you're listening to a false teacher. When you hear a teacher say things that you need to sow into good ground, into good fertile ground, and this is the reason why our ministry is good ground. And they say, we support orphans here, we preach the gospel in these nations, we're on TV, 50 million people listen to us, right? When they list all the good things that they're doing, that sounds very good, but Jesus said not to do that. Jesus said, when you do your acts of charity, don't list them. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. So that's like passing the plate and your right hand putting money in and your left hand not having any idea that it went in there. So Jesus said not to broadcast your good works. He said that when you broadcast your good works, you've already received your reward of God. So them talking about their good works as a reason, trying to establish with you that they've got good ground for your seed to be sown in. These false teachers and false prophets will say that you won't get a return on your money unless you sow into good ground. So if they start going on about all the good things that they're doing, they're disobeying Jesus in saying all of those things. False teachers and false prophets will say that if you sow money to them, you'll get a 10-fold, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold return. My question to them is, if they get a 100-fold return, why don't they give $1 million to other ministries and get $100 million back? Of course, if they continue to do that, once a month they gave out $1 million and got $100 million back, they'd never have to ask us again. Even if they got a 10-fold return, you could do that all day. If you found a ministry that every time you gave them $100, you got $1,000 back, you'd keep on doing it. You'd do it more regular. You do it all the time because you're constantly living on the return that you're getting. So it'd be the best investment ever. So if they're saying that you'll get a 10-fold, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold return, which is stealing, is taking a parable about the parable of the sower, it's taking it out of context and misusing that. They're a false teacher and a false prophet. Now, am I saying that it's not okay to share the good works? If you're a partner in one of these ministries, they're always asking for partners too. Never once have I asked someone to be a partner of my ministry. Perhaps I should start. If you sow to me, I promise you'll get a 10-fold return. So it's quite all right if you got people that are supporting your ministry. It's quite all right to have a newsletter and be sharing the things that you're doing. It certainly helps when you're helping a ministry to find out what they're up to. I'm someone who's helped Iris Ministries, Heidi Baker's ministry, and I get a regular update with their ministry. And a lot of times they do a short email and then a video, and I watch the video, and it's interesting to watch, and I love to be updated. But if someone's saying that you're going to get a 10-fold, a 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold return. They're false teachers and false prophets. Now, they could be someone who's got a huge ministry that's making a lot of impact. They could be doing real works and really feeding orphans and really ministering the gospel. And there could be really lives getting saved. So how can they be false in doing that? Well, here's the thing. Jesus said, many will come to me in that day and say, Lord, Lord. And I'll say, depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. So what is this lawlessness? Covetousness, coveting, making a money out of the gospel, making a good standard of living and buying luxury items with money that comes from the gospel. So I said in another video $4,000 for a church in India, but I've seen something else I posted. It's $7,000 for like the land and the building of a church in India. So if you've got a $20 million house, which one of these people have, that's 30,000 churches that you could have built in India with the same amount of money. One person having a $20 million house blessed by God, or 30,000 churches full of 100 people, 3 million people in churches in India. What do you think is more godly? 3 million people having a church in India, or you having a $20 million house? So maybe I've got this low self-esteem that doesn't deserve to be blessed or prospered by the Lord. Perhaps on my collar isn't looking good, so I hope that looks better for you. Perhaps I may learn to spend money more in the future, but I think that's abhorrent. That the prosperity teachers will teach you that it's good to be rich, it's good to be wealthy, and you can be wealthy and serve God. Jesus said you can't serve two masters. You'll either love one and despise the other one, or despise one and love the other one. He said you can't serve God and mammon. You can't serve God and money and possessions. So the prosperity teachers all over the world will say, God wants you to be rich, God wants you to be wealthy, and you're not serving God being poor. And yet they'll disagree, and they won't say blatantly Jesus was wrong, but everything they have to say is saying that Jesus was wrong. Jesus said, beware of covetousness. A man's life doesn't consist of the abundance of his possessions. What's Jesus saying there? Right? He's saying, beware of covetousness. And these false teachers teaching that you need to be rich and wealthy are teaching you to covet. They're teaching you to want what your neighbor's got. And if you live in a lifestyle of covetousness, unrepentant, you won't end up in heaven. So these false teachers not only end up in hell themselves, but a lot of their followers end up in hell. The way you become lukewarm is going after the things of the world and trying to be a Christian at the same time. Your faith becomes lukewarm. So there's some signs of a false teacher or false prophet. And once again, they can be authentic ministers of the gospel, doing the works of the gospel. But if they're teaching you to covet, if they're teaching you to give, if they're sharing with you to give to them because they're good ground, if they're saying that you'll get a tenfold return, they're false. And you should turn off their YouTube videos, and you should throw out their books because they're a bad influence on you. Am I saying all of the people that do that? Yes, all of the people that do that. Which might really slim down how many people you listen to. mightn't it? So if you didn't like this video, press the thumbs down. I'll be impressed with somebody who's doing that. If you like the video, press up, thumbs up. And if you like my video, subscribe to my videos and press the little, when it comes up with a bell after you press that, press the little bell to tell you when I've uploaded a new video. If you want to comment on this video, please comment in the comments down below. God bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. If you want to write to me, connect with me on Facebook, request a personal prophecy, support my book writing ministry, want to do any of those things, the links are down below for you to contact me. God bless you and keep you.